Is the UK graduate visa going to be cancelled? In this video, I'll cover recent news about graduate visa and the possibility of it being cancelled in the near future. Let's go! Hello everyone, I'm Valeria, career consultant for international students in the UK and beyond. I share tips and advice on studying, working and developing professionally, so make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm also a founder of Grad, a career consultancy that helps international students build successful careers in the UK, as well as Grad Circle, an online digital platform that has all the tools you need to succeed in your career journey in the UK. Most important topic that a lot of my clients and people in the community are asking me: do you think graduate visa is going to be cancelled soon? And I know it's an important question because a lot of you decide whether to come to the UK for your master's or bachelor's based on the availability of graduate visa, but also because you might be graduating soon and you are worried, will I be eligible for the 2 or 3 year graduate visa? First of all, let me explain what is graduate visa. It is a visa usually given for 2 years for graduates in the UK that have completed bachelor's or master's or similar courses, and the list of courses that are eligible is on gov.uk website. You will get a 3-year visa, graduate visa, if you completed a PhD. So it's given to graduates after they have completed the course to stay in UK, and you can work in any job. So it means that you don't have to be sponsored for a job, there is no minimum salary. It basically gives you a right to work in the UK in any position. I know that some people call it PSW or post-work permit, but official name of it is graduate visa or graduate route. So I will call it graduate visa. The important thing about graduate visa is that it has a limit. It's usually for 2 years, as I mentioned. So after 2 years, you can't stay on this visa. You'll have to switch to a new visa. Usually it is maybe a skilled worker visa or family visa or another student visa and so on. So the purpose of it is to make sure that graduates that finish a course in the UK have time to find a full-time work, build maybe some skills, get some experience to switch into something more permanent in terms of immigration and maybe also position. This visa was introduced in July 2021. I remember I was already a career consultant and was so excited about this opportunity. But 3 years later, here we are. There's a lot of talk about it being cancelled. And why, Valeria, would they cancel this amazing graduate visa? Let me give you one word: politics. In reality, it is politics, because politics dictate policy and changes. Even though I studied economics and public policy at university, I don't consider myself a politics expert, but I wanted to explain to you what's happening in the UK in simple terms. Maybe you've known that there are 2 main parties in the UK that dictate the policies, and this is usually Conservatives and Labour, and these 2 parties are always fighting for power in simple terms, but they usually have different stance on immigration. Conservatives are more conservative, obviously. They're not as open. They'd like to control immigration levels, preserving Britain for Britons and protecting Britain citizens and their interests. Obviously, we all remember that under Conservative MP we had the vote for Brexit and so on, while Labour is usually more open, exclusive, open to different cultures and helping other nationalities and obviously welcoming skilled labour. But Conservative policy did hurt me personally because I came to the UK in 2011. I knew about graduate visa. It was actually called post-study work visa, and it was then I knew that I could have that option when I graduated in 2014. But during my 2nd year of university, I think, it was announced under the David Cameron government that graduate visa will be cancelled. So back in 2013 or 12, I think 12, they cancelled the visa. So previously it already happened. They had post-study work visa and they cancelled it because they were changing the policies. I had to find a skilled worker visa straight after graduating, so that was quite stressful. And we are facing the same challenge again. It looks like Conservatives are trying to dictate their new policies, more strict immigration controls, while Labour, at the time of recording this video, hasn't really publicly commented what they think about graduate visa, whether they want to oppose the decision and fight for graduate visa to stay the same. So we have more to come. We'll have to see how these parties and other parties will contribute to the policy. What do we know so far? And I have my iPad here for some notes. Actually, before I gave you an update that the government said that the review of graduate visa was initiated. This is one of the points on the plan to cut migration in the UK. And as we know, there are a lot of points that already went in motion. In April, we have a new salary threshold for skilled worker visa and other updates. So one of the points is to review graduate visa to make sure it still works for the government and against us, but they said it will take time. Obviously, we have to review the data, how people are using graduate visa, how many people are going on this visa, and so on. That makes sense. There is a lot of data to get, there is a lot of information they have to analyze. Policy is not that easy to decide, especially on such big matters. And I felt that it was reasonable to give Migration Advisory Committee, or MAC, to review it in 1 year. I think that's what's reasonable. But they changed their mind, and recently they said, well, actually, yeah, we said it's going to be 1 year to review the visa, but actually now we want an update on the graduate visa by May 2024. So they kind of gave them maybe 6 months, maybe less, to do the whole review of graduate visa, and you can imagine that it's not easy. I'm a bit surprised of short timelines and just knowing how long it takes to get the data from all the sources, just organize a team and so on. Why they're reviewing it? Let's say you love conservatives and you want to understand where they're coming from, or why the government overall is trying to review the graduate visa that they have introduced just 3 years ago or less than 3 years ago. Well, they're saying that maybe this route is not being used to its purpose. They're not, maybe people are abusing it, working low-skilled labor, not contributing to the economy. Maybe it doesn't make the UK more attractive as a destination, and blah blah blah. In reality, I'm thinking you already had graduate visa before. You cancelled it, so you did some review before. What changed? I mean, it hasn't been such a long amount of time. Maybe this is just me not understanding politics and being really surprised, but I am a little bit exhausted about all the changes, and I think that it's very expensive to implement the changes back and forth, and expensive for universities to always adjust to those changes, and obviously expensive for the government in some way. I do think that it's right to review such things, but not rush to review those policies, and make sure that you have proper data to back it up, not just for political message, but if you are reviewing something, you need to do a good job. Otherwise, the policies will not be effective. Before we move to predictions, what is going to happen to graduate visa, let me tell you that I do offer free training on CV screening stage and how to get an interview in the UK. Make sure you use and watch this free training for your benefit. I promise you, once you finish the training, you'll walk away with some actionable steps to improve your job searching game in the UK. And there is also a link to other free resources in the description of this video, also ways to work with me and my team, and how to join a Grad Circle online career platform. What are my expectations and predictions about graduate visa in the UK? So let's summarize. By May 2024, the government will have an update about the review of the visa. So they'll have some kind of data and opinions. Then they'll have to make a decision, right? What to do with it? Do we change it? Do we not? And I think that it will take some time as well. So probably by summer 2024, end of summer, they'll decide something. Even if they change the visa or cancel, they have to phase it out. They can't just say in 1 day, that's it, because there are some people that probably expect to benefit from it, and universities would also oppose such quick changes. And probably it will take maybe half a year to phase it out. I've got some data from last year. So in March 2021, they have announced that they're going to abolish the post-study work visa, but it was phased out in April 2012. So it took them around a year to phase it out last time. I'm not going to be that optimistic, but I think that probably in 2024 there are definitely not going to be any changes. If you're graduating 2024, in 2025 or early 2025 there might be some changes to the graduate visa. So timeline, I think that this year there are not going to be any changes. In 2025 there might be some changes. Second, what changes might we expect? If they would cancel graduate visa completely, I would be shocked. I'll be honest. I would think that, considering how the economy is doing, the job market is doing, the recession, the effects of post-Brexit, it would be a terrible idea for the economy because it will impact the higher education sector, which is a big contributor to the economic success in the UK. And I know that already the numbers of applications of international students are dropping because of the immigration noise and changes that has been happening. So I think that would be really bad decision. So I don't think they're gonna cancel it completely, but I think that they might make some changes, and the changes might look in different ways. They might think about which universities grant these visas, they might think about which courses grant these visas, and they also might think about the duration of the visa. The UK government might explore other top countries for education such as US, Canada, Australia, and see what they are doing for international students. US kind of has 12 to 24 months post-study work options, but it also has some caveats. For example, people that do STEM degrees usually have longer, so this might be one of the changes. Canada is very generous. They have 3-year post-study work visa, as I understand, but also if you've done a course that is shorter than 2 years, you might qualify. You might still qualify for a graduate visa, but a bit shorter. And Australia is also offering post-study work option. And Germany is doing 18 months period for post-study work visa. So my expectation is probably they might make it shorter, maybe 1 year or 1 year and a half, which is still gonna be good. I think that will still be very beneficial, and they might change which courses get which lengths and which universities get which lengths of visas. This is just my expectation. I don't think you should be worrying too much if you're already graduating in the next 6 months. I think that you'll be able to benefit from a graduate visa, as I already said. And I don't want you to panic, because I know that I've said it a lot in my other videos, is that you shouldn't be relying on graduate visa completely. And definitely if you coming to the UK and it's a huge investment, huge burden on you financially, mentally, physically, you shouldn't base your decision just on post-study work visa. There are other reasons to study in the UK, for example, education level, network, career opportunities in the UK and above and beyond. Sorry, but if you're just coming for a graduate visa, rules change very rapidly. Sometimes you might not be eligible for graduate visa. Let's say you cannot pass your degree while you're on your student visa, that you might not be eligible to apply for graduate visa, and so on. So your plan should not just rely on graduate visa. You should think about, okay, what if I only had a few months after graduation? Does it still make sense for me to study that course? Will I still meet my career goals? I'll keep you posted. Make sure that you stay up to date and subscribe to this channel. Focus on things that you can control, such as your CV, job applications, your networking, your candidate profile, the skills, the degree you get, and I'm sure then you'll be a strong candidate that can get a job in the UK, or if not in the UK, in another country that meets your career goals. I have done it without graduate visa. A lot of international students done it. Even now they don't need a graduate visa, but also before the graduate visa was introduced in 2021, I've helped numerous students switch from student visa to skilled worker visa directly. That's it from me for today. I'll keep you updated. Make sure you subscribe to this YouTube channel and my Instagram, where I share a lot of content. It was really nice to speak with you today. Best of luck from my undergrad. Bye!